Hi, Wildcats. I'm so glad to spend this time with you. Recently, Coach Jim Tressel, yes, the former head coach at Ohio State University and president of Youngstown State, came to visit Mayfield High School to spend time with our administrative team and to offer some encouraging and inspirational words to you. So sit back, relax, and enjoy his message.
Hello, Wildcats. My name is Jim Tressel. For many, many years, I coached football at the collegiate level. I had the opportunity to be an assistant coach for 11 years and then a head coach for 25 years, and then had the opportunity to move into higher ed administration and look at the whole picture. And I know we have everyone that's a part of the Mayfield family here today, and I know you've spent an hour or so already and talking about hope, which, you know, of all things, you know that our young people, it begins with them having hope. It's always exciting at the beginning of the year. I feel a little bit like a preseason football camp. You know, you're in the preseason meetings and you're talking about, you know, what's the plan and how are we going to get it done and how can we get a little bit better. And we used to always use a phrase, "Macte virtute." It was a Latin phrase, and it meant increase your excellence. The history of the Mayfield schools has been tremendous, but the responsibility we have now is how are we going to increase that excellence? How are we going to do it better? We used to always believe that with our players and then with our students when we were in higher ed administration, that they needed to have clear expectations. They needed to know what you were expecting, and they need to know why. And sometimes when it comes to those of us that are in positions that we can kind of set the plan, we like to talk about what those expectations are, but being able to articulate, and here's why we're expecting this. Here's what the plan is, and here's why the plan is such. So clear expectations for the students involved and have them a part of setting the path forward. I think the second thing that hasn't changed a whole bunch is I think students really do want to be evaluated. They want to know, how am I doing? I think humans in general are people pleasers. The students want to please their teacher, their coach, their parents. And so I think they always want to know, how am I doing? One of the things we did in coaching is we graded them every day because we didn't want 2 weeks to go by and them not progressing like they'd hoped, but not having been evaluated for the last 2 weeks. And so constant evaluation, I think, is really critical for young people. I don't think that's changed. They want to know, how am I doing? In fact, we had a big chart in our weight room at Ohio State, and every day was graded, whether it was a football practice day or it was a community service day or it was a weightlifting day, training day, whatever. Every day was graded. And so our guys knew when they walked in the next day how they did yesterday. And if they felt they did better than they were graded, it was their opportunity to go to their coach and say, man, what didn't I do as well as I could have? What can I do better? And then the third and last thing that I would say I learned about students, and really not much difference in 40 to 50 year time span, is they really would rather you don't sugarcoat it because they have some goals in mind. Our guys at Ohio State, they all want to go to the NFL. Our guys want to be doctors and lawyers, and when I talked to my students at Youngstown State as the president, you know, they wanted to do extraordinary things. They want to make sure that you don't sugarcoat that evaluation. Sometimes I'm afraid we think as evaluators that our students want to hear everything's wonderful, but we used to always say that the greatest danger, the gravest danger, is the illusion that all is well, when indeed all is not well. We need to get better at things. The goal that the student has for you, if you didn't already know it, is for you to help them become the best they can be. That's the goal that the student has for the teacher. and they look to the teacher. The best teachers, the best coaches are the ones that stretch you and challenge you and make you even better than you even dreamed you could be. And so make sure that we understand that that's what they want from us. You know, as you talked a little bit about the focus on hope and the plan going forward and focusing on this moment that you're in each and every school day. That's why we graded every day. We wanted to keep the focus on today. The minute we started thinking about, are we going to win on Saturday, or as a higher educator, are we going to graduate in May, we were looking too far down the road. And so your focus on what's going on and developing that belief and that hope today is so critical. Have a wonderful 23-24 academic year. Go Wildcats.